Donnie B, GotDaBeats.
What's good, everybody? It's Donnie B. Got the Beats. We live for the latest edition of The Beat. We in season 7, ladies and gentlemen. And I gotta admit, I had to take some time away for mental health awareness for myself, man. You know, I've been operating on a lot of different cylinders, man, and I just really needed to decompress. So I feel like I've been gone away for a month of moons, but I'm glad to be back. Today's guest is not going to disappoint, ladies and gentlemen. And you know I like to get straight to the business and get to the brass tacks of this thing. So we're going to go with that glorious intro, y'all. Here we go. So without further ado, we back in this bitch. Boy, Donnie B got the beats along with today's guest, man. Listen, I met him through, shall I say, a really good friend of mine from the East Coast. Shout out to Brass. Shout out to Sony, SONY team and the whole nine. And I met them through the Grammy Weekend 2023. You know, I always keep my ear to the streets with everybody, especially people that I connect with. And so Brass was talking to me like in my ear, like, yo, like holla at my man. My man got a story. Check them out because I always do my homework, ladies and gentlemen, because you got to in this industry. You got to know who you're dealing with. You got to know who the movers and shakers are. And I got to say, man, I was impressed, as I am with anybody on this show, because you wouldn't be on my show if I wasn't impressed with you. But without further ado, neither here nor there, I want to introduce to y'all, I'm going to say international, even though I say national recording artist, international recording artist, Shad. What's going on, bro?
What's happening, man? Appreciate you having me on the show.
Ain't nothing, bro. Ain't nothing. So, you know, where are you from? Like, let's go to that. Because normally we were gonna go with the growing up in, but tell everybody where you calling from and what's it like for you right now over there.
Shoot, man. I was born in Texas, but I grew up in a small town out of South Carolina called Lancaster, and then just recently I moved down to Georgia, working my way towards Atlanta. But yeah, man. Ever since I graduated high school, I've been all over the world because I was in the military, so had always been traveling. So now I'm finally settled down in Georgia.
Okay. What's the weather like over there?
Man, it's been crazy out here lately. A lot of thunderstorms, but yesterday was a sunny day, so that's good. Today it looked pretty nice too. So yeah.
All right, brother. All right, brother. That's what it is. Well, first of all, I got a lot of family out South Carolina. In fact, my dad's side from from Greenville, matter of fact. And then, you know, I got family up in Latta and the whole nine. So, you know, it is what it is. So shout out to South Carolina. Shout out to Texas. You know what I'm saying? And I had to make sure I said it right. Because, you know what I'm saying? You got to say Texas. You know what I mean? But shout out to Texas and the whole nine. And definitely shout out to good old, the great Peach State, good old Georgia, man. But I'm glad to have you on, Shad. We're going to get straight to this thing, man. So first question first. For people that may not be familiar with you, hopefully people are, but if they aren't, remind them, let them know. Just who is Shad? What is Shad about?
Man, AR Shot is just a young man going through the world, just talking about his daily life story, man. Just my day to day. I like to express a lot of emotions, so I'm very blunt in my music, man. I don't like to sugarcoat anything. I usually say like the first thing that come to mind. A lot of stuff that I feel like a lot of males be thinking on a regular, especially when they in these conversations with the females that they deal with. I'm saying all the things that we want to say that they don't say, out of pride or out of respect. And then I'm just giving the females and other people the perspective of us as males. So just keeping it real, man. Somebody just keeping it real from a different perspective.
I definitely want to touch on that. That's actually a really, really good perspective, man, because most people don't say it, and at least they definitely don't put it into those terms. Because right now we in a movement right now, and I'm sure it's like the hot girl movement where all these female rappers is coming up. They definitely got their voice behind them, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But it ain't a lot of fellas that's really just talking about it from the male perspective too. You know what I mean? And and you know what I mean? Like we got to keep that dichotomy like equal, man. Like you can't
Mm-hmm.
have too much estrogen, you can't have too much testosterone. We got to
Mm-hmm.
keep it balanced, and I definitely appreciate your perspective on that. And definitely, we gonna get to the work because we got that new single out that we gonna play a little bit later on. So they're gonna get to hear what you talk about, man. But like I said, definitely wanted to champion you for your perspective because it's necessary.
Yes, sir.
Seriously. Thank you for sharing. Now you talked about coming from South Carolina.
Yep.
And what I'm saying, originally being from Texas, you know what I'm saying, and so forth and so on, and the whole nine. Maybe I got that.
Nah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, just make sure it's all right. We don't get up there with my age or whatever. But that's neither here nor there. I want you to talk about growing up in. Tell them what it was like for you growing up. What kind of hurdles and obstacles did you have to hop over in order to become the success that you are today?
Man, so my lifestyle kind of different. So how I grew up, so like my mom's side of the family from Houston, and my pop's side of the family is from South Carolina. They from the Carolina. So when I was real young, my parents were in the military. I'm talking like while I'm like 2, 3 years old. My parents were in the military. They got divorced when I was like around 4. So I was living there for a little minute in Houston with my mom's side of the family. That's when my pops took me to live with his side of the family in South Carolina. So growing up as a mixed kid with a black family, cause my mama she Mexican, my pops he black. So I grew up with the black side of my family. So growing up it was a challenge a little bit, but I mean I adapted. Uh, it was different being in the South, being light skinned, and then, being around everybody else that's darker than you. They don't think you like really fit in a way, but you learn to deal with it. So growing up, like going into like my high school years, I had a hard time dealing with like all my emotions and how like to process a lot of stuff that was happening. So I just started writing. That's when I got into like the music, like around 14. And then shoot, I had a bunch of friends who was fucking with it. So I did a talent show. From that talent show, the whole school was messing with me. So then I just kept it going. So I got real serious with it when I was about 18. So my senior year, I dropped an album, anime tape, and people was rocking with it. But I just had to go harder. So from there, I started getting my money up, started investing into some gear, started producing for myself, and putting out some solid pieces of work, in my opinion. And then just kept it going since from there. So I'm like 27 now. It's been at least a decade since I've been serious with it. So just keeping it going.
I appreciate that, man. I truly do. We have a lot of similarities. There's obviously some differences, for sure, but a lot of similarities. I definitely respect the fact that you took the initiative and had the wherewithal to be able to understand that you need to invest in yourself. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you took the whatever narrative and you took control of it in order for you to have to arrive at the destination that you at. You know what I'm saying? So kudos, man. Like really with that. I definitely want to ask though, like considering the fact that like I'm from the Mid East, as we used to say back in DC. You know what I'm saying? And it was difficult there. Understanding, having to navigate social circles with just a hint of differential. You know what I mean? Like if you was even really remotely considered to be something other than the black experience, they own you. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, with my family being from the South, although most of them are up north in the tri-state, I understand. I spent a lot of time in the South, and I gotta say, I mean, what are your genuine thoughts about the differential between the states in the South? Because I know that that's a really 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 tough road to navigate. And it's like me being
Yeah.
in LA, like, a lot of my people, what I'm saying, they ain't traveled like that. And I tell them all the time, like, yo, you can't mess with the South, man. Like, you just, there's certain things down there you just cannot play with. You know what I mean? Because it ain't going to go the way you think it's going to go. Right. So for you, would you be able to tell people that are watching this, like, your thoughts on the South and how, because I know there's Southern hospitality, but there's that other side of the South that everybody ain't really talk about. So
Yeah.
could you share that with the views?
Um, yeah, man. It depends on what specifically you mean, cause I mean, in a lot of discussions I have with people, we argue about what is the South, like what's considered the South, what state. So Texas is the South.
Yeah.
Some people kind of consider South Carolina as the South, but some don't. They kind of consider being like Southeast. So in a way, it's different because we so East Coast. But me personally, I consider South Carolina the South. So, man, it's big with the Southern hospitality because I've been all over. So from being down here to where it's love and people got common courtesies and do things like open doors and speak and all of that. I'm used to that. But then you go other places and people just mean muggy you or they rude and it's wild. It's wild. The things that other states do, and so I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess I'm just want to know what you mean more specifically on that question.
Well, I think you touched on it. I mean, the biggest thing is, like I said, there's a lot of different perspectives that you can ask that question. You can reference it from the race card. You can
Yeah,
reference it from being a male. You know what I'm saying, in the South. There's a lot of different perspectives, but I think your answer was a very 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 good uh, take on it, because again, like you said, it could even be from state to state. Like like you said, some people don't even consider South Carolina the South, but
mhm.
like where I'm from, we definitely consider that the South. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's all a perspective, right?
yeah,
But I think I respect your answer. I take yeah, and if you want to add based off of what I just said, feel free. But I think what you said definitely sums it up pretty
yeah,
well.
yeah. I
Puts it
think South Carolina South is most definitely the South. I
yeah
think
yeah
anything above that, I mean, in a way, North Carolina can kind of be the South, but I think once you start going up into that territory, then kind of going northern, and then you can like start centralizing and calling the East Coast and everything. But yeah, South Carolina South.
Well, it's funny. It's funny that you say that. Me coming up, and there's a lot of liberties that people take, right, within life in general. But when I was coming up, they was talking about the South is once you cross the Mason Dixon line, because the Mason Dixon line was the draw where you had the North versus the South with the
Hmm.
Civil War, right? So that's always been the median with regard to South versus North, right? But like you said, does that equate when you look at places like California? Like most people don't consider that the South, even though it's SoCal, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like LA, you know what I'm saying? So I can understand it. Just really depends on the lens that you're looking at it through. You know what I mean? Uh, but yeah, I mean it's Texas is definitely the South.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like people that's from here will know, like, yeah, they gonna agree that we a part of the South. It's everybody, the outsiders that not understand that and think different.
Yeah, yeah, that's real. That's real. That's real. Well, I appreciate you for sharing all of that. The next question, you kind of are topically addressed it in your story about growing up and so forth and so on. But was there like a moment when you actually discovered your talent for entertainment, for music itself? Like you said, you started writing, you know what I mean, to express yourself and so forth and so on. But was there like a moment where it was just like it clicked? Like, hey, you know what? I really want to do this. You know what I mean? Like, was there ever that kind of moment for you, or like, or was it just as like how you put it?
Yeah, man. So yeah, back when I was like in ninth grade and I was starting, writing. Uh, at first, what I had considered it was poetry, but I had
Mm,
like a certain amount of friends. Like I had like two friends I would actually like let listen to the rhymes and everything and get their opinions on it. And I was talking about everything that I was going through on a day to day, being in school and being at home. Um, and they the ones that had pushed me to do that talent show. So once I had did that talent show, going into it, I was kind of nervous. I was like, I don't know if this is it. Like if I should be doing this or not, because it's like some really personal stuff that I'm talking about. But I did it, and after receiving all the love that I had, like people telling me I needed to keep it going, I decided to keep, like listen to them and kept it going. So from there, that's when I had basically just got in touch with one of my other friends at school who was producing, and like we was locked in. So like almost every day after school, we was in the studio recording. Like we did everything out of our homes. So we was like recording hard and making beats. And so that's like the moment after that talent show was when I was like, yeah, I need to do something with it.
Mm. I love that. I love that. And I want to address this too, because like you said, you at the age you at, you had just missed the curve, right? And I think, and the curve being like there was a time when it wasn't popular or wasn't um, the norm for people to record out their house. You had to go to the studio. You know what I mean? And luckily, I'm saying, obviously the latter, and it's a lot more convenient, and there's a lot. It sparked a lot more creativity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but it's interesting that you say that, because again, your poise, the way you talk and the way you like carry yourself, it lends like you've been like you're from my era of the music game. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that not to mock you or anything. I think that's
Oh no,
amazing.
that's respect.
You know, because a lot of I've been in this game for a long time, and a lot of the younger folk, they don't understand what it's like to dig in the crates. They don't understand what it's like to really, like you said, invest in yourself, and having to go to the studio to record, and what is that like, and having that experience,
Mm-hmm.
and the way you present yourself and the way you talk and the things that you emote, it shows like an extraordinary presence that, and I don't know if anybody's ever told you that, or you've heard that before, but it definitely is present with you, bro. You got a hell of a gravity. You know what I mean?
I
Now, what
appreciate
are your thoughts with that? Like with me saying that, knowing all that you've been through.
Well, I appreciate you for saying it. And I can agree. I do feel like I'm kind of geared towards, I don't want to say too old school, but I consider it old school because the new age of music. So, when it's new stuff, then whatever was current is now old. So I consider myself a bit of the old school, but I'm still modernizing and staying adapt to, all the current gens. Um, and that can be kind of tough because I don't really like too much of the new music, but it's
Mm.
some styles that I really like. But I'm just too in love with a lot of oldies like the '90s and the 2000 era. Like I'm stuck in those ways, and so that's like what molds my sound and everything. But as far as like going into recording and how I was doing it, I ain't have a lot growing up. So like when my parents got divorced, my pops wasn't around for too much longer. He had took off to, go handle business. So I was just left at home with my cousins. So we didn't really have a lot of money because my cousin that I was growing up with, she didn't have a job. She was sick. But my pops was the one providing for us and everything. So I had to, just scrape up what little change I could. He had invested a mic in for me, and I had a computer, an old computer that was around the house that I had started recording on. Was using that, and it wasn't sounding too good. So that's when I tried out the studios. I tried out like maybe 2 or 3 studios in South Carolina and North Carolina, and I was thinking to myself like, man, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Like, what is it that I'm supposed to do to make my stuff sound good? And even then, like sometimes I go to the studios and they shit was sounding trash. Like I'm listening to the songs that they was making for me, and then listening to my favorite songs, that I listen to on the radio or whatever. And it wasn't sounding the same. So I was like, all right, it's a disconnect here somewhere. So that's when I was like, all right, I can't keep relying on other people to try to make it happen for me. So that's when I started hustling and had to get all the equipment myself over time. And I was teaching myself YouTube. YouTube was a big help. So I used that as like my teaching, my aid. And from there, like I was getting the sounds that I wanted. So like every day now, I'm grinding, I'm working, and in order to help myself not get complacent and to better myself, I work with other artists. I'm working on their music to make sure they get the sound that they want. because I gotta know that it ain't just me. I can't be the only one listening to my stuff thinking it sound good. I gotta listen to other people's music and make sure that theirs sound good too. So getting the feedback from other artists helps me out too.
I mean, bro, I gotta say, you saying all the right things. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, and it's, you'd be surprised how many people don't have that kind of ear to be able to sit there and say, you know what I mean? Like, yo, don't sound like how it sound over here. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, oh, I was at the studio. This is my track. There you go. And they're just so happy to have something out.
Yeah,
But if you taking the time and you that tuned into, you know, the you know, mainstream, you tuned into what's happening around you, and you can match it, or at least understand the dynamics, being able to match things sonically, bro.
yeah,
You ahead of your time, man. That's
appreciate it.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's definitely awesome.
and it's like that growing like getting started as an artist. Uh, you think that like you get that hype from having your first recording or being in the studio for the first time ever. Like people get hype off of that. Like they don't really catch what the sound is. So like you said, sonically, you gotta basically just train your ear. Just train your ears. That's it.
Yeah. And for those that's not familiar, it's called reference. You gotta understand that
Yeah.
referencing. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Play your joint next to the Jay-Z song that you like the most, or play your song next to the Eminem joint, or
Yep.
whoever you admire. Play their joint, then play your joint. If your joint ain't hitting like that joint ain't hitting, something ain't right. You gotta
Yep.
figure it out. Go back to the drawing board. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But respect, bro, respect. I definitely want to make sure that I want to call this out, man. Make sure y'all like and follow, subscribe. Shadi on Insta right now. Mr. Go Hard Shad on Insta. I'm sure he's on all social media, but you know what I'm saying? Just Google that, man. I'm sure you'll find this brother, right, man. He out here working in these streets. So make sure y'all hit him up. You know what I'm saying? If you definitely want, you feel inclined to hit him up in the comment section, man. Let him know that you out here, that you support him, man. But make sure you definitely like, follow, subscribe, build them followers up for Shad while we have him. Amen.
Amen.
So next question is, through all of the process and everything that you've been through, what would you say are or were your biggest obstacles while establishing yourself?
Man, first obstacle for me, I felt like was sound. So, like I said, I only had a cheap mic and a computer, an old computer that I had lying around the house. So, first thing was achieving the sound. Like I had to make sure my sound was right and good enough for people to like listen to, or they gonna call it trash whether it's good or not. If the sound is ass, then it's gonna be ass. So, first was achieving that sound, and then from there was pushing it. So, marketing myself, promoting myself, getting out there and letting you know, building my audience. To this day, I still consider that an obstacle that I'm trying to overcome. But I got more reach than I did when I had first started, so that's also an obstacle. I feel like another thing would be just money, man. It takes money to make money, so keeping it up, making sure that I got the funds to invest into this craft and keep building.
And listen, you know, you sound like Tom Brady in the pocket right now, bro. Like it's just you, as you said, there is no way that you can make money without spending money.
Mm-hmm.
There is no way, none. You know what I mean? At least sustainable. There's no sustainable way, I
Yeah,
will say.
sustainable.
Uh, but there are a lot of things that most people they don't get, because they think, okay, cool. Well, I recorded this, boom, and I put the joint out on social media, then I'm gonna go viral, and then yeah. But there's all these other things, these bells and whistles that help to propel you, that
Yep.
people don't tell you about, and all of those things take money.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have it, mm,
Tough. Tough.
you know. So you don't, again, more boxes the AI shot is checking. Man, make sure y'all like and subscribe, follow AI shot, man. He know what he talk about, man. At 27, I wish I had that knowledge at 27. I ain't trying to hold you, man. You know what I mean? But definitely, this brother got stuff working for him, for sure, for sure. Let me ask you this. We already spoke up, Brass. And I know you part of the Feisty Fest movement and that whole team and so forth and so on. I want you to take the time, if you're inclined, can you name some notable people that you work with that you like to shout out?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Brad. Shout out to Hydro. My boys since high school and college years.
Slushy.
Been doing this. Been doing slushy man, slushy gang. Been doing it for a long time. Especially me and Hydro. Like Hydro was there when I first started rapping. Like he was one of the ones that I was letting hear some of my poetry at the time, and he encouraged me to take it on and make it a full rap thing. So shout out to him. And Brass, man, when I got in touch with Brass, it was like probably like 2016, man. We did a show, and man, we went crazy. It was out in Greensboro, North Carolina, and me, him, Hydro, they gang and my gang, like we turned up that night. Like we had the party jumping, we had our performances and shit. So it was dope. From there, like I knew we was gonna be locked in. So yeah, we just did a show recently together a couple months ago in Atlanta, and that was dope. Uh, Shout out to my boy Jay Do, one of my artists I met in North Carolina through the military. Dope artist with a nice style, melodic rapper, dope as hell. Shout out to my boy that I work with in Miami, the Ambiance. Man, been producing for me for a long time. We locked in when I was in Germany. Shout out to the producers called the Crates. They out in Germany. Shout out to man, I want to make sure I don't miss nobody. Low key got heat. One of my boys out of Canada. They be working with me. J808, uh, Pat X, Darso Lee. Both of those guys out of the Carolinas. Well, Darso Lee from Jersey, but he out of the Carolinas now too. Um, yeah, man, that's pretty much it for right now. But yeah, keep it tight circle. Man, we all be working hard. We all grinding, working towards the same goal. So it works out.
I love the fact that you was able to rattle off everybody like that. Because you know what I'm saying? Like I just my list is entirely too long, boy. I've been to forget somebody every time, man. But that's dope broship, bro. Like the fact that you can do that and that lets me know that you are locked in step with every one of your people. You know what I'm saying? And then that is what that is, man. Like it's much love there, and I can obviously tell because I've asked people that question, and they kind of
Can't
mumbled
forget the
off.
bros, man. Can't forget the bros, man. I started with them. I'm gonna end it with them. So yeah, hey, gotta build them up, man. We all trying to make it. So anytime I can put them on, because they do the same for me. So gotta give them their shine.
My man, my man. All right. Who and or what were your inspirations while on your journey?
Man, too many, way too many. A lot of different artists and producers from different areas that influenced my sound and my style. Uh, I always said T.I. was my favorite rapper. Like off of rap, T.I. been my favorite rapper, just like style wise. Uh, I'm heavy into Drake and J. Cole. Uh, and then producer wise, going back, man, Timbaland, Boy Wonder, uh, Wonder Girl, Hit Boy, uh, Honorable C. No, it's too many. Pharrell, Kanye, like it's a lot of artists with a lot of influence on my sound. It really just depends on where I want to take it because I don't stick to just one sound. I try to keep it versatile. So man, it's a lot of influence. Basically, it's just a I don't even like to say certain artists. I like to say just certain styles of music that the artists make. It could be like one song that I really like from an artist, and that right there is like right down my alley. So it just depends on the sound itself.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, I got international, or I say national. Right, matter of fact, I'm changing this right now. Hey, this was going on. So make sure y'all like and follow AI Shad on social media. Man, let's international because that's what we're doing right now. Because that's it's real talk. International recording artist AI Shad here. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to this brother, man. All the way from the bottom of the East Coast. That's what it is, man. Look, Shad. I wanted to ask before we get into your work.
Yes, sir.
Considering that you've been doing this for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, at least a decade worth of work. You should write a book off of that anyway, because a lot of these young people don't even have the attention span to commit a decade worth of work, any kind of work. Um, what would you say is one big myth about the entertainment industry that you discovered that you like to share with people?
Man, a myth about the entertainment industry. Uh, I'm gonna say from my own personal belief, what I feel like is busted. I used to see a lot of artists coming up in the game, and like as teenagers, they popping off, or young 20s, they popping off in the game, like getting big. But the times was different then. Social media was different. A lot of stuff. Everybody has different lanes and different roads that they take to be successful.
Right.
Um, some people luckier than others, and some people just like well connected. And I feel like the connections is a big help. So like me first starting out, I was always thinking, all right, I'm a teenager. I got to make this before I get in my 20s or whatever. Like a lot of these other artists, like Lil Yachty, 18, 19 years old, they popping off and getting famous over like one song. I'm like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. So but as I enter my 20s and time going by and I still haven't got to where I felt like I needed to be at, it kind of got a little bit discouraging. So I feel like for a lot of artists, a lot of us, still sticking with it, we looking at it like, all right, we don't have to meet these age requirements or these you know goals or finish lines in order to be successful. Like that doesn't determine our success. It's what we put into the game to make ourselves successful. So uh, I guess the myth of being young and talented is what's going to make you successful. And that isn't always true. It's just the time that you put in and how much work you put in. That's going to make you successful.
I'll put it to you like this, man. First of all, you are absolutely correct, in my opinion. Obviously, who am I, right? But in my opinion, you are absolutely correct. I mean, there is no time that you can't put a time frame on art.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And in
Yeah.
fact, most of the time in history, and it has shown that when people celebrate art, 9 times out of 10, people will do better to celebrate art posthumously
Yeah.
than while you still have a person. A la Basquiat, a la
Mhm.
Biggie, a la Tupac. You know what I mean? Like, oh, greatest of all time when you pass them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So we get hung up on time frames and windows. And the game
Hmm.
ain't about time frames and windows. It's about, like you said, you put your art out there and you just being committed and get and committed to yourself and your craft.
Yeah. Yep.
If you build it, they will come.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think that's that man. That's probably one of the more. I mean, the most respectful thing that I've heard out of about today is just with regard to that. Because again, like I said, you get a lot of poise for your age. And you know what I mean? Like you would make an amazing CEO of a label because you just seem to get it, and not everybody has that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I respect that, man, so
Appreciate
much.
it. Thank
Now, what you currently working on? What's your current aspirations and projects, man? And let us know what you got out in these streets, man.
Man, I got too much going on. A lot of songs, a lot of projects. Uh, just focusing on singles right now, man. Just dropping singles. I don't want to overload the community or whatever. But just dropped a song called "Showing Out" with my boy Darso Lee. Uh, Felt like that was a summer anthem that needed to be dropped, man. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on. Kiki Palmer wilding out with Usher, and she got a boyfriend, and then she dumped the boyfriend. Stuff like that going on. It's wild. So a lot of females be on that type of time. So that's why I feel like it was a need to drop that song called "Showing Out." Basically just talking about females that be in a relationship that they ready to get out of and do their thing and be free and happy, because it's a lot of people that want to do what they want to do even though they in a relationship. So I like to call that "Showing Out." So I got that going on, but got some other records on the way too. Some mean records, man. Just trying to keep the vibes up. So yeah. And then for people that's tuning in that don't really know me, but I like to do, man, with my singles is I like to just keep y'all engaged and uh, keep the spirits up, and then on my like my compilations, my EPs, and my albums. That's when I get more serious into the deeper stuff that be going on in my life. So yeah,
I love it.
got
I
a lot
love
of that.
that. I appreciate you for sharing, man. You had a chime in from shout out to Chrissy King Pickett and Thomas Pickett, all the way from Dirty Jersey. They came in to say good evening.
How you
You know
doing?
what I mean? So shout out. Definitely want to let you know today in the building. That's fam for me. But definitely supportive of you and what you're saying, bro. Like again, you putting out great energy into the universe, man. So definitely anything that come, any good comments, you deserve it, man. That you get for sure. Without further ado, though, since you mentioned showing out, we do have the record, as they say in the industry. And I definitely want to take the opportunity for it to be shared. So we're going to get ready to get into this, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what time it is. It's time for that feature. Let's go. And so, showing out, featuring Darso Lee. Uh, you gave a great entryway or gateway into this song about what it was about, the context, so that people can kind of get it. So I want you to just intro the song, say whatever piece you got to say, and then we'll just go ahead and rock out and let people listen to what you got going on in these streets.
Yes, sir. The song is called "Showing Out," featuring my man Darso Lee. Man, it's that anthem from all the ladies that just want to do their thing this summer with no words about what they man's got to say. So yeah.
There we go. All right, AR Shad showing out featuring Dasso Lee.
So I'll just shut the fuck up. I'll just shut the fuck up for good now. Yeah, you fucking me now. Yeah, we're fucking over.
Who is you talking to? Girl, I go on for you. It's one slapping at me on you. Girl, you better get the fix and you listen to the sentence. This is the article. And let me chill, cause it's alright. This song that was on my mind. In the full moon, in the sun, dread type of shit that'll make my sunrise. Come on back and get the sunny day. Maybe this is like a hurricane that I choose, pussy that revitalize. I'm the nigga I don't idolize. Real thing if you wanna try. Just to run back to me when you see a nigga eating her sometime. Yeah, that's how you start. See you dealing with some corny niggas. The shorty you look like you're harvesting. You do your thing regardless. Hell, I get you retarded. You wanna be special, huh? Your education really let you, huh? You can hold it down, never let it up. Watch you play it like a cinema. You wasting money on places you visited. You put it on your snap like you feeling it. I bet your pockets is feeling like what you been getting. Don't hear why you think you lit. I could be showing out like you the shit. But ain't a pop, but I can get me hear the shit. Yeah, you bad as fuck, but greedy this way. So when I hit it, that's me punishing. All these shots that you get in front of back, I'm a blast see you bustin' with it. And my niggas put me on, so see I did it for my dog, like John Wick. And if you still wanna act, oh, I'm still back to this nigga shit, bitch. See you, you see what shines, now you got to be trying to do shawty, you know that you have some showing out you made, cause you all your days, just keep the rest of every time. You gotta show me good, show it out, shawty, you know that you have been showing out, but I gotta say for you. Okay, you been showing out. You ain't fucked so long, and I can tell by how it's going out. I think you about to do a little show right now. Maybe you can show me how you move on the floor right now. Yeah, show me how. I ain't talking good right now, but the floor right now. I ain't you with the store right now. I go for the door right now. It's a door right now. It's a door right now. Yeah. Yeah, you just wanna fuck and I just wanna go and you just want some luck and I just want some dough and you just wanna suck and you just want some blow and you just want some up your nose, want some up your nose. The way she see it, you've been bruising your knees. I am the waves, like curving the sea. Truly a beast, true in the breeze. Who you need, true in the street. Loud hoochie in the steam, I count hoochie for weeks. Round booty and she's I hound hoochie and eat. Rich is crazy, how you D. My sleepy voice sounds soothing the seas. That's why your boo found drooling in me. And I'm a pound till I found out shooting for me. Cause you see it won't shine. You probably trying to do your thing. But you showing out, shawty, you don't have to rest for showing out. You better, cause you all your days. You just keep the watch whenever time. You gotta show because you showing out, shawty, you don't have to rest for showing out. But I got something for you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Showing out, ladies and gentlemen. With that being said, I gotta bring Air Shad back. Like, look, at the end of the day, look.
Appreciate it, man.
You gotta exhale or something like that. They had a whole movie like waiting to exhale, man. You gotta exhale or something like that, man. So, uh, shout out to the producers. Shout out to you know what I'm saying, like the mix engineers who you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, I
Please,
mixed that. I did the mixing on that.
oh, you mixed that yourself too?
Yeah,
Man, y'all
yeah.
better get on my TV, bro. Like, listen. First of all, that was a great mix. First of all, the mix is fire.
Appreciate it.
Okay?
Thank you. Thank
Everything was clear. You could hear it, man. You should hear some of the stuff that come over this platform. You know what I'm saying? But I love it anyway.
you. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And you usually like low key off the.
yeah.
Hey man, you need to work on that mix because it doesn't. Bro, listen, man, they shot on his way, man. I have to tell some people about you, man. Like real life.
So I tell you, man, I had to learn how to do it all, man, because I was going to these studios and trying to figure out what they were doing, and then sometimes it wasn't even hitting on anything. So I had to figure out how to do it myself. So that's what I do.
Hey man, you got the formula, man. You got the formula. Make sure y'all like and subscribe and follow this brother, man. I got the man. Listen, he do mixes too, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all make me.
Mixes, the beats, everything. Ghost writing,
Man,
I got it all for you.
shoot, man. What the beats go for? Sure, I might have to holler. I mean, Donnie B got the beats, but I might have to get some more beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you over there working.
Yeah, man, I got them all, man. Whatever you
Okay.
need.
Okay. Man, I'm mad about people call you. I'm like, we gonna talk, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, but like real life, definitely impressed with the sound, man. Definitely
Thank you.
impressed with the sound. The bars is there, the flow is there, the vibe is there. You got all of the ingredients for success, man. And I love where your head is. Your head is in the game, bro. Like, man, man,
Appreciate
you
you.
in a great space, brother. Great
Thank
space.
you. Thank you.
All right. Without further ado, though, we're gonna switch gears on this interview. Do you mind if we do what is called the hot topic? This is a nice little get to know you, so that the fans get to know you a little bit better on this platform. Do you mind, brother?
Nah, man, go ahead.
All right, there we go. Hot topics, ladies and gentlemen, coming up. And so we at the hot topic. So AR Shout hot topics are a series. It's this nice little segment that they're using. It's a series of questions that are designed for the viewers to get to know who you are through random questions that I ask you. Feel free to keep it light, keep it fun, and answer to the best of your ability, man. None of these joints are designed to make you look bad or anything. It's just like I said, for them to get to know who you are. If you don't like that, if you don't want to answer, feel free to say next question or so forth and so on. Or you don't want to answer, I'm totally cool with it. But hopefully, we'll just have some fun with it. You
Yeah,
did?
man.
All right. First question. This is a staple of the show. Three things you didn't know. What's three things that the world does not know about AR Shad, or three things that you need to clarify? Because goddamn it, they need to put some respect on your name.
Man, shoot. But don't they know that I want them to know? First off,
Mm.
let's see. Man. Uh, I think when a lot of people look at me, the first thing they assume is that I'm just all the way black, but I'm mixed. So I'm
Okay.
half Mexican, half black. My mom, she's Mexican. My dad, he black.
Okay.
Um, let's see. Second thing, uh, man, I don't know. See, questions like that, man, it's tough because really, I just need like a direct question and then I can answer.
Yeah.
Uh, I like to say I'm a for people that listen to my music thoroughly, you could tell that I'm a bit of a nerd. Like even though like raised in the hood or whatever, like I'm still a nerd for real. Watching anime, uh, play video games, all of that. Like I'm into all of that. So
Okay.
big nerd, big geek. Third thing, let's see. Uh, man, I would say the first concert that I ever went to was a Rihanna concert back when I was like in the ninth grade. And, J. Cole had opened up for her. Uh, man, yeah, J. Cole had opened up for her, and that's what had put me on to him. And so from there, like I was like studying him, his game, and seeing what he was doing. Because looking at him, he was actually he still is a rapper and producer. So that was a big influence too. So that was dope. First concert ever was a Rihanna concert. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I love it, man. Like, so thank you for sharing. I mean, you got through it, and sorry I had like a little thing, but you didn't even get phased by none of the little things. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
Dope. Um, Great that you got through that first question. The next question, this is a fun one. I don't always you do this, but you're well traveled through your journey. Next one is what they say. Now, what they say is more of a geolocation thing. So, being that you from Texas,
Mhm.
being that you know what I'm saying, got folks, you know what I'm saying, like you out in South Carolina and now you out in Georgia. What's
Mhm.
some words that you came across that you come across that you like to share with people that if they in any one of these territories, it lets you know what time it is when you in them territories. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like in DC, they'd be like, yo, kill Mo. Like, you know what I mean? And they'd be like, yo, like chill, bro, like chill, like calm down, like calm yourself down. You know what I mean? So what's some words or jargon from any of these joints? And feel free. You don't have to do a bunch of them, but something that you like to point out to let people know when they around and you hear this, you need to know what time it is.
Dang man, I'm finna lose my Southern card with this one because I don't even know, man. Because like I just be talking. A lot of people they'll tell me like they can tell I'm from the South by the way I talk.
Yeah.
So I don't even be knowing what I be saying though. But it's a lot of man. I don't know. Everything's so regular to me. I can't say like a certain saying that we be having that lets you know like you in the South. Oh man, that's
I
hard.
think.
That's a
Yeah,
that's a
no,
tough question, man.
yeah, no pressure, no pressure. But I mean, I gotta say though, you do got this like this slim thugger thing, which how you talk, like you got that like a little draw on the way you hit certain consonants. You know what I'm saying? Like it's definitely Houston vibes. But I got folks in Houston. Some like my best good friend live out Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
So
love,
I
love
definitely I'm familiar. But cool. Next question. Netflix, what? What's on your visual playlist? Like, what you watching that you like to call out? Any shows, movies, and it don't have to be just Netflix. It could be HBO Max. It could be Disney Plus. It could be Hulu, TV or what, Freevee or whatever, Tubi, any of those.
Man, so I really don't even watch TV like that. Like I'll catch it every now and again, but I really don't be watching anything. I be on YouTube a lot though. Always on YouTube watching like my favorite gamer channels and stuff like RDC World. Uh, when it comes to like Netflix, I'm just waiting on Stranger Things to drop. I'm waiting
Mm-hmm.
for the new season of Stranger Things. It was a show called The Watchers that I was into. They
Yeah.
got a new season coming out. Um, Man, I used to be deep into American Horror Story. I used to like
Mm-hmm.
that. Uh, Really ain't too much that I'm into though. Yeah, I just had to like come across something and find. But a lot of comedy. I like to watch comedies and action movies. I like to laugh and see somebody get their ass whooped.
I let it. I let it combo.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I'm a laugh with it, but you will get your way with the whole time. Nah,
yeah.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for sharing, man. And I definitely get it, man. If you wanted that's out here in these streets trying to get to that bag, man, you ain't got time to sit there be playing around with watching TV, man. Like, so I respect that, man. I do. And the last hot topic question, and this is important for the culture. It's important for the industry. My playlist popper. So what's your audio playlist that might get you, get your juices flowing and help you with your creativity, get your day, get you charged up, something that you like to share with people that that give you your muse.
Shoot, man, I'm on Spotify heavy, so I got a lot of playlists for like different vibes and everything. But the main one that I keep on is this playlist I got called I call it Get in the Mode. I got artists ranging from everybody in there. So like some songs I got. I'm gonna say some like underground artists that people don't really know. I got like dude named Billy Bang. Um, I got a bunch of Drake in there, a bunch of Cole, Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne be going stupid. So got a lot of Lil Wayne in there. Got let me see, dang, let me see who else I be having in there. A little bit of Thugger. Shout out to Thug. Dang man. I don't know. Like for me to say it, I had to like go on Spotify and like look through all the songs and see, because naming off the top is hard for me. But I got a lot of music. So yeah, if you're on Spotify and you want a new playlist, you look up "Get in the Mode" and it should come up. I got hundreds of songs in there.
Love it. I love it. And bro got a playlist. He understand how to work that algorithm with the playlist. But so this is what I'm talking about. Man, make sure y'all like and follow, subscribe. This brother right here, AR Shad, man. He on Insta, he on social media, he's online. Make sure you tap in, man. Make sure you support what he got going on. International recording artist, AR Shad, by the way. Just want to throw that back out there again for everybody that's rocking and rolling and supporting. But Shad, thank you for doing the hot topic. And going along with it, man, you did extremely well. A lot of that three things question, a lot of people it gets a lot of people because they're just not necessarily prepared for it. So you did awesome. You did really awesome. So winding down in this interview, man, I want to get your thoughts on a topic that I'm sure that everybody's pretty familiar with, and if you aren't familiar with it, then you live in some sort of rock or something. But there's nothing wrong with it because some people live in rocks and that's cool.
Yeah.
But let's talk about it. What are your thoughts on the Alabama Riverboat Brawl? Let me say that one more time because I think I mumbled that. Alabama Riverboat Brawl. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, like, I don't even have the imagery because I don't even want to go through all of the things of playing that imagery back, but it's definitely entertaining to watch. Yeah. Not that I like to see people get knocked out or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't condone it, but it was entertaining to watch. It was great to see for me. But I want to get your take on it first before I go deep into my commentary. So, what are your thoughts on the? First of all, do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
And second of all, what are your thoughts?
Man, shit was wild. it was wild, but man, it made me proud of our people, man, standing up for each other. To, like, see that man getting jumped by those white folks. Like, I hate seeing shit like that. And they thought they were gonna get away with it, and then that's when the folks started jumping on their ass. So I love seeing that. I love seeing the people come together. And shit, like I said, I like seeing fights. So yeah, they was whooping their ass. Man came out with the chair and started going crazy. So, and then not even from that, not even just that, it's all these videos and stuff that other people making, like on TikTok and stuff, like and YouTube, like they making all these funny videos from the altercation. Man, it's hilarious. So it was dope. It was dope.
Yeah, I gotta say, like I said, I don't condone violence. I don't. I gotta say that for a lot of reasons, but it's necessary sometimes because again, a lot of times people don't understand that that's a language in itself.
Yeah.
And some people don't communicate well, but they communicate that way.
Yeah.
And nobody wants to say that. And nobody wants to be the person who says that. But I'm going to say it. Because where I'm from, I wish you would. You know what I'm saying? Like when people was talking about that whole Will Smith when he slapped the brakes off of Chris Rock. Right. Listen, you don't, like, there's certain things you don't do. I got a lady in there. Somebody say something about this lady, I swear I'm going to go upside their head. No questions asked. And like, damn you for you know what I'm saying? Like, I got to protect mine. You know what I'm saying? Somebody say something about my daughter or my mom, boy, we in there. What's going on? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying it's a language.
Yeah.
And you don't know what a person going through. Mm-hmm. You don't know what they dealing with in their life. But you're going to try it. And trying to get your ass whipped sometimes. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like with that situation, I think it's another one of these things, and I'm glad that social media is where it is because now people getting caught, especially these Freds and these Karens out here. Because these Freds and Karens be trying it, yo. Like, and the whole time they be like, and then they be crying and throwing on the waterworks and the whole nine. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, Like you started it, and then it becomes their word versus ours, and we already know how that goes, right? If you ain't got no, so I'm just saying, it was good, like you said, to see our people come together because we always the first to kind of go with each other neck. You know what I mean? But to see us be like, nah, hold up, like we ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? And for me, like I said, it's Alabama. You know what I mean? And I got for, you know what I'm saying, at Tuscaloosa, the whole nine out there. You know what I mean? And I already know. Like I said, I'm very respectful of my walks of life, and I've been to a lot of different places, and I've seen a lot of different things, and I'm like, you just can't bring certain noise to certain geolocations, bro. You know what I mean?
So
And so just to be able to see that and a calamity that ensued, it's just like I'm thankful for my people that they was like, I don't get people was hopping off the boat to swim swim to
yeah,
the
like that was real. That was because most people like we gonna stand and watch what's going on. Like we want to see what's going on. We ain't really gonna get involved. But for them to get involved, like the dude that jumped off the boat to go out of his way to help that man, that
yeah
was really fucked. So
yeah
it's shit like that made me proud of a situation. Like I hate that it got to that level. Like the people without race being involved, people should have just listened. They should have just gave that man who was doing his job the respect, move their boat on about the way so that the other boat could dock.
yeah.
But instead, they wanted to be disrespectful and get riled up and put hands on them. So hey, that's where they crossed the line. And seeing the other people come together, man, that was real.
Hey, bro, you jump out there, you get thumped, bro. Like that,
Yeah.
like that's all it all boiled down to. Like,
Yeah,
like you
man
said.
through the hat. It was like, all right, this what you want? It's time. It's time.
I'm sorry, you know what I'm saying? That I apologize wholeheartedly for the family members and stuff that had to experience all of that on both sides. But you know, it's sometimes stupid is stupid does. I'm gonna just leave it like that. I love Forrest Gump. Amen. Amen. Offering plate going around in the back. But so thank you for sharing that, man. I'm glad to get your thoughts on that. What is your thoughts on today's entertainment industry? I had to switch it up there and then throw the curveball at you real quick. What are your thoughts on today's entertainment industry?
Man, I don't know, man. It's a lot of different things going on in it. So I see a lot of weird shit. Honestly, I see a lot of weird shit. But I guess the weird is what keeps people's attention and make them want to like see what's going on and helps these social media platforms get their engagement. But I really try not to look too deep into it.
Mm.
I just hope that I can thrive in it without making myself look weird. That's all.
I love that stance, but I'm gonna challenge you a little bit further. So I'm gonna take this question. It's in the same vein, but I want to flip it.
Mm-hmm.
If you were the money man and you were the door that everybody runs to try to get, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody's looking for that door, right?
Yeah.
And you had the keys to change the paradigm. What is one thing that you would do to change everything in the industry?
Oh man.
See what I did there?
Yeah. That's tough. So I feel like the world thrives off negativity, and that negativity through social media is creating a lot of revenue for these people. So they utilize it like TMZ for example. It ain't nothing but negativity that they promote, but people gonna go to it because it's the gossip. It's what's entertaining. It's the news. But if it was me, like I I want to keep everything positive as possible because I'm trying to shed light into the world. I ain't trying to put darkness out.
Mm.
But that's tough because, like I said, people engage with the negativity. But that's the type of door that I have open, just positive stuff.
I love it. I love it. Man, make sure you like and subscribe and follow this brother right here, man. Like I said, he's a Mr. Go Hard Shad on Insta. But Google this man, you will find him. I guarantee it. Uh, I want to ask we have three more questions and then we'll get you back in your time. How do you feel that you have paved the way for younger talent?
Uh, Man, I don't know if I'll pay the way, but if anybody consider that, then respect, man. I appreciate it. But I just try to pay it forward. Like I said, I learn what I can from others, especially from YouTube, and I'm just trying to put my friends on the different tips and things that I've learned, and they give me tips on stuff that they learn, and we just be it's a circle, man. It's a cycle. We just pay it forward to everybody and do what we can to help each other out. So when I meet other artists like myself trying to come up in the game and we've all got the same goals, then I'm like doing what I can to help them out. Like I let them come through to the studio for the free sometimes, and we'll just grind it out. And I'm putting the time in even after they leave the studio to like work on their songs and make sure it's good. I'm sending them multiple mixes and stuff. Even artists that don't have the recording capabilities to do stuff, I'm like willing to invest in them and help them get some gear and teach them the programs that I use and how to use it so they can do it themselves versus having to come to me, because a lot of stuff is time consuming and we don't have the time in the day to travel and make
Yep.
stuff happen. So I just do what I can to you know help people gain knowledge and for me to gain knowledge and present opportunities. So like shows and traveling and uh, just making the music itself. That's all I can do.
I love it. Man. Again, saying all of the right things, man. This is what makes you dope, man. It really is what makes you dope. Uh, two more questions. Next question is, and it's not to be confused with the question I just asked, but any advice for aspiring talent? Now, notice I didn't say young
Yeah, aspiring.
aspiring.
Yeah, aspiring.
Aspiring.
Uh, Stay focused. That's the biggest thing. Stay focused. Like, know what the goal is. Keep that goal in mind. Set other little goals for yourself to achieve while trying to achieve that main goal. And keep it going. Don't stop. Don't get discouraged because one opportunity didn't play out the way you wanted it to. Uh, it's a lot of false prophets in the game. A lot of people that sell dreams in this industry. Uh, be smart. Be vigilant. Look out for the fakes. Um, Trust yourself. Believe in yourself, and just keep going. Don't get complacent. Always look for ways to better your craft. Always look for ways to put yourself out there and take opportunities.
Words to Live by A.R. Shad. And man, again, I can't contest anything that you said, bro. Everything that you say, and it's really, really sound. And it just speaks to how the aptitude that you have, your education, you're just your wherewithal, man. Like you're a brand, bro. You are a brand, and you show it, and that is the key. You know what I mean? So kudos, man. Kudos. Last question is: how can people learn more about you and everything that you got going on?
You can follow me on IG. That's one of the most active social media accounts I have. It's Miss Go Hard Shot. I post a lot of my videos of me making my beats. So I go live a lot of times, and I'll be producing or I'll be mixing down a song, or I may be recording and writing songs. So IG is definitely what I'm most active on. I do have my own website. It's rshadgohard.com. I need to update it. It's been a minute, but I do have that with a deep bio on who I am and connections to my music. And just stay tuned with me through the music. I'm always putting out music, uh, and it's on every platform. So Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, everywhere, YouTube. And through the music is where you really gonna find out the most about me, because that's what I'm talking about, my day to day life and everything that I'm going through, whether good or bad. Just different moments and different emotions, just all getting expressed through the music. So basically, just stay tuned with me through that.
And you were one of the cleanest talents that I had on the show, and I mean that in a way of like just the way that your thought process is, the way you present, the way you emote, the whole nine. Everything is polished, bro. You already been here before. You know what I mean? And that's crazy. Make sure y'all like and subscribe, follow this man. I'm trying to tell you. So you going places. Make sure you don't miss that bus. The bus is definitely scheduled to leave the terminal for sure.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, you know what I mean. Any last shout outs or call outs? Any last words you want to leave for the people before we get up out of here?
Man, shout out to Team Green Squad. Shout out to Hydro again. Shout out to Brass, SONY, Slushy Gang. Thank y'all for the opportunity. And thank you again for having me on your show.
No problem, man. And I concur. This Feisty Fest group, SONY, Brass, Kev Adventures, you know what I'm saying, Slushy. Oh, I swear, I can't get that out of my head.
Yeah.
These guys, man, dope. You know what I mean? So, I got some things coming, and hopefully, I get everybody tuned in and get them dialed up. Because if I'm going on shows, or if I'm going on the road and I can pull them, I'm pulling that whole team because they ready to go out the box, man. And so, definitely shout out to that whole team. Shout out to you, man. Again, I can't speak highly enough for you, man. Like I'm thoroughly. I leave this interview thoroughly impressed, and I don't offer that to nobody. So I'm thoroughly impressed, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep the torch burning out here in these streets because people need people like you. You know what I mean? I feel like having to put all of the time that I put into the industry, I know at any point in time my torch will go out, but I know it's in good hands with brothers like you that's out there. You know what I'm saying? So
Appreciate
keep
that.
no
Thank
doubt. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are at time. Shad, do me a favor, just give me like maybe 5 minutes of your time after this. Once we end the show, so we can decompress and everything like that, and let you know what's next and what next steps and so forth. The song where you can find us and so forth. All right, got 5 minutes afterwards.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Cool. Stand by. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we are at time. Donnie B got the beats, man. Again, latest edition of the Beat Season 7. Who would have knew? Season 7. Still doing it, y'all. And I definitely want to take a bit of a moment to speak on mental health, man. Mental health is a thing. You don't laugh at it, don't joke with it, man. Like we all need to monitor ourselves, man, because it's crazy out. Once you go outside the door, man, it's crazy out in these streets, man. So if you recognize something ain't right with yourself in your head, take the time that you need. Because there is no you, or excuse me, there is no universe without you. See what I did there? So make sure that you focus, collect yourself, but guard yourself at all times. There's nothing wrong with you putting yourself in front of everybody else because you can't take care of everybody else if you do not exist. So I guarantee that you need to make sure you do all that you can to protect yourself at all times, ladies and gentlemen. I definitely wanted to take the word and take the time to say that. But it's all love, man. I'm happy. I'm still here. I'm still in great health. I got these bags over there. That's just because I'm working. I got a lot of things going on, man. But I gotta get you know what I'm saying. I might make a mud and makeup artist or something to get rid of these. Anyway, I'm working on it. Get maybe some limes or something. I put up on my anyway. I definitely want to take the time to give a shout out to the sponsors.
That's just what the fuck we do. Breezy Beats.
Out Imagination Elevation, my bro back in matter of fact, he's in Savannah, Georgia. So make sure you like and subscribe. Imagination Elevation, my man Reds. Make sure you like and just follow and subscribe. We need to do better as a community to support independent talent, man. Y'all see what the hell is on the radio right now. Support independent talent, man. Get behind these people, man. Telling you, because y'all spend all that money, people out here going, man, we are right here in LA. I'm right over here by the SoFi, man. You understand the calamity that ensued when Taylor Swift touched down over here? This is ridiculous. Okay, it's ridiculous. So y'all need to take that same Taylor Swift energy and apply it to this young aspiring talent out here. Realize that this is ridiculous. But I'm gonna leave that for another interview. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I am Donnie B at the Beats. I am thankful for my time. I'm thankful for you, AR Shot. Make sure make no bones about it, bro. Keep doing your thing because I am again impressed, and I just wish nothing but the best for you. Follow us on social media. AR Shad, he's on Insta, but he's on. You can Google him. Follow Donnie B Got the Beats. I'm on Donnie B Got the Beats or DB Got the Beats on whatever social media platform you can find. Also, follow, subscribe to the Beat TV LA on all social media. So on everything, same thing. But there is no us without you, the viewer, the follower, the subscriber, everybody who gives us life. Much respect, much love. Be easy. We out, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
Donnie B.